They're learning the topics, but they're not being successful in school because the way school assesses whether or not you've learned it maybe isn't working for them. I have a student who is putting in a lot of effort to learn some material, but when he is tested, is not going well. But if you have a conversation with him about the material, it is very clear that he understands what's going on. So the issues with him there is not his ability to learn and understand the material, which is the point of all of this, right? It's the assessment, right? And that is something that the school is working, and his teachers are working on helping doing it a different way, and so it'll be fine. But for me to be able to go, no, I'm sure you know this. You can explain it all to me quite eloquently. I know you know it. And so if you walk back with a 40, a parent may go, well, obviously you didn't study hard enough. I know you said you studied, but obviously you didn't, right? But me as someone who knows the material can go, no, they actually did get it. So, so it's not always just mindset or ability. Other things can get in the way, but that's something else we'll notice and figure out.
So you mentioned organization, and then you mentioned test taking. Can you elaborate? I guess this will be kind of like my last question. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, about what you're seeing with students with organization and studying, and is that part of a bigger
It is.
thing?
I mean, some like executive functioning type stuff. So being able, for a growing set of students, the ability to it's basically organize their life, right? So organize the materials in the form of papers and binders and books and all of that, but also organize their time efficiently. And it's just kind of a difference in the way their mind approaches things, right? So those type of things can be a struggle for them. Whereas if we are able to kind of step in and say, listen, I'm going to remove a little bit of this organization element from your plate, they can really thrive. And if we say, okay, here is when this happens, we're going to help you figure it out. And a lot of times it's because kids are taught topics in school. They are not taught how to be a student directly, right? They are taught, they are given tools throughout, right? Teachers will be like, all right, we're going to do this in your folder, or and teachers will have them. I want you to organize it this way. Or they'll say, the teacher is writing things up in a calendar thing on the board. They're creating calendars for them. They are modeling what they should do. But for a lot of kids, there's a disconnect between the seeing of the model to the applying it in their own lives. That is something else that a tutor can see, notice, and help them do. So do you see how your teacher is planning all of this out? They're planning out their week and what's going to happen. You should be planning out your week around that. So, okay, you've got these things coming up. What else do you have coming up? When are you going to study for this quiz that's on Thursday? You have a game on Wednesday. What are you going to do? Right? Asking those questions and kind of that type of metacognition, when we talked earlier about students not always going back and being able to tell what they did wrong by using a quiz or a test. It's the same type of thing, right? Half the time that doesn't even occur to kids. Oh, I got it wrong.
Do they know how to
move on?
Do they know how to study? You're saying
Sometimes,
they don't know how to reflect?
sometimes kids are just inherently good at that type of stuff, right? They'll figure it out. And sometimes no. And you have to explain to them, here is a method. Let's try this. And it's just like teaching them how to factor, right? I present a method. And they're like, yep, that doesn't work. Well, I may present an organizational method. And for that kid, that does not work. Okay, that's great. Let's try a different one. Nope. Let's try a different one.
So do you actively teach methods for organization and studying when you're tutoring?
Yeah.
How imperative or critical is that to the whole picture?
Extremely. It becomes